and realize, oops, I
Yeah.
forgot to hit the record button.
Okay, we are live. So, welcome everyone to the Instagram hashtag strategy webinar. I'm once again your facilitator slash social media goddess, Deborah Deras. My intention, like always, is to help you save time, save energy, make money. I'm speaking to you in this webinar as business to business. I'm not like guru to business. So I am like you. I've just spent a lot of time taking classes, learning, observing the people that are successful on Instagram. What are they doing, and how can I teach you how to do it? So that's what we're going to be talking about. Um, so, what the heck is a hashtag? Some people are still not clear on the difference between a mention, which is a tag, and a hashtag or a geotag. So, I'm going to break that down. I'm also going to explain to you why all hashtags are not created equal. Believe it or not, they're not all the same. So, I'm going to help you find the sweet spot that's going to get your ideal target market to come to you. It's like putting a worm on a hook. If you go to fish and you just stick your hook out and you don't have a worm, they're not going to be able to find you. The fish isn't going to be able to find you because it doesn't have the smell of the worm. So the hashtag is like a worm. I'll explain more later. I'm going to give you a case study of how a hashtag booked a $3,500 client, how to make money using hashtags, how hashtags lead to sales. Because that's the bottom line when it comes to us as entrepreneurs. How is this helping us? And it's not only going to help you on Instagram, but it'll help you on Twitter, could help you on LinkedIn, it could help you on Facebook to a limited capacity. So it's going to really help you in all platforms. So, what hashtag should you use and why? And how to use hashtags in IG stories. So I believe next week, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that we're doing our webinar on IG stories. What is IG stories? Instagram stories. Um, and then we're going to have questions and answers. By the way, I won't wait till all the way at the end to answer your questions. I'll pause periodically. Okay, since I live at the beach, I have a beach hashtag. So, what is a hashtag? It is a word without a space that has the number sign like this right here, hashtag. Can you have a space between hash and the word tag and it still work? No. Basically, the number sign, which is referred to as a hashtag, is computer code letting the computer know, search for everything with this label. So if the label said Paramount business or Paramount small business, right? Or small business Paramount, right? Then Instagram would search every single person that used that hashtag. If you do not use a hashtag like that, there's no way for Instagram to sort you, and you're like a needle in a haystack. It's super difficult to find you in Instagram. Why? Do you remember last week? There are millions of people posting every single day. And if you don't have a hashtag and key hashtags, not just any hashtags, you're just going to be posting, but you're not going to see engagement. Um, One of the ways that you get engagement is when people comment on you, and no one's going to comment if they don't see your post. So hashtagging is very, very important. Earlier this year, they had the Grammy Awards online, and they used the hashtag Grammys 2020. Another hashtag that went viral was Teddy Riley versus Babyface. Instagram had like a music battle, and they had this is, I don't know, in March or April, it had 500,000 viewers, 500,000 people, because people were searching for that hashtag. Another hashtag that's popular, stay home. It's going to be popular again, I bet. They said there's going to be new rules starting Friday for LA County. Hashtag, what's going on? Okay, so um, if you are posting without hashtags, it's literally like having a telephone, but with no service. So you get your new iPhone, right? It's fantastic. You bought it from somebody on Amazon or on Facebook, eBay. but you have to take it to the Verizon store or the Sprint store to get it activated. So a website without SEO, I don't know if you know SEO, it's search engine optimization. Hashtags and hashtag strategy is search engine optimization. And what is search engine optimization? It's telling the computer, this is how you find Barbara. She's with Paramount Chamber. And when you look for the name hashtag Barbara Carlson, you're going to always find hashtag Paramount Chamber. Small business Paramount, small businesses Paramount, right? So it's basically creating an association with your post and your brand and your business. Make sense? So it gives you a presence online that you can track because you can also, I don't know if you know this, hot off the press, you can follow hashtags on Instagram. So
Hmm.
I'm following keywords, especially keywords that maybe my competitors are using that I may want to ride the wave of that hashtag, like Latina influencer, like Latina motivational speaker, like Latina author, like Latina podcaster. Those are some key hashtags that my competition is using. So, how can a hashtag bring you business? Okay. So sometimes, I don't know if you guys notice this because I'm a business owner like you, but sometimes I notice it gets slow around Thanksgiving, Christmas, around the holidays, depending on your industry. Some of you, it may pick up because of retail. But in my business as a speaker, it gets slow. And so during my slow time, and by the way, for you, during your slow time is your time to do marketing, right? You didn't have time to do marketing because you were so busy with clients. Now your clients are busy shopping or thinking about quarantine and buying toilet paper for Christmas. What are you going to do? You're going to start doing posts, right? So it was around, I think, Christmas time. This was 2016 that I got this. I did a video on like a motivational talk video, and I posted it on Instagram with the hashtag Latina Speaker. Just happened to be at that time an intern at NASA was looking to hire a Latina speaker for their high school that was all 100% Hispanic. And they said, "Oh, we want to have somebody that represents our demographic." And they were looking for it on Instagram and they found me. And they said, they started commenting on my post. Remember what I said last week? You want people to comment. That's why we ask questions on our posts. You want people to comment. So you start conversations. From those conversations, your job is to ask questions, overcome their objections, and then convert, right? So the NASA people commented, and I commented back. They asked me something about my speaking fee, and I said, message me privately, and they messaged me privately. And I'm like, Houston, do you have a budget? And they're like, yes, we do. I'm like, you're going to fly me to Houston? I was kind of surprised. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, great, let's go. Um, and then there I was at the Space Center doing a workshop. It was right when the Mars got the funding. So this is how a hashtag brings you business. It allows you and your business, Misty, Concrete Gal, whatever the name of your Instagram is. Oh, that'd be a cute name, Concrete Gal. Concrete Gal. Um, is to be discoverable. So we can't be the best kept secret when we're doing this. We have to be found easily and effortlessly by our target market. We don't care if we're found by our neighbors, right? That doesn't matter to us. We want to be found by our target market. Who's your target market, Barbara? Small business owners in Paramount. Who's your target market, Misty? You want to be thinking about who is my target market? And for me, it's always Fortune 500 companies. So my clients are like General Electric, Procter& and Gamble, Verizon, like really big companies because they have big budgets, right? That's why I'm focused on big companies. Okay. Because I realized as a small business owner, this is a side of hashtags, that it's just as easy to negotiate a big contract with an extra zero as a little contract. So if I'm going to spend my time, I might as well go big, right, everyone? Let's go big. Why play small? Okay. So people, your target market, they follow hashtags. Do you know how to follow a hashtag on Instagram? For those of you that have your phone, pick it up. No multitasking, okay? Pick up your phone. And when you pick up your phone, I want you to click on the magnifying glass, right? The magnifying glass will take you to search. And when you go to search, oh my God, they just changed Instagram. Ay, 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 ay. They redid the whole thing. So now the hashtags are not there anymore. So yesterday the hashtags were here. Now it says IGTV travel architecture. Oh yes, you could still find the hashtags. You just press in the button, you press search, and then hashtag. Then there's the hashtag. And this may be different depending on your phone. So I can tell you when it comes to Paramount, what people are looking for the most. Number one, Paramount Swap Meet 1.3 thousand. That gets the top. Those of you that are in Paramount, you may want to use that hashtag, right? So if I go to Paramount Small Business, I just want to see what comes up because you can search by hashtags. I don't think there's anything coming up. There's nothing that comes up with Paramount Small Business. Aha, maybe it's Small Business Paramount. So that's an opportunity, right? Because if you do small business, 43 million results. It's very high. And I'm going to tell you why that's problematic. But you might have to use that because there's nothing. There's nothing when it says small business Paramount at all. So what you want to do, so I'm going to click on small business. And when I click on small business, it'll show me the top posts. The post that's always going to come up first is Reels. That's why I'm going to teach you about Reels and what it is and how to use it. Okay, so here I am on the feed. If you're with me on small business hashtag, I'm just going to click on the first square. You don't have to follow along, but I'll just tell you. So the first post that I see, guess what it's saying? Just a reminder that I will be taking international Christmas orders just until December 1st. Wow, that's a great post. Why is that a great post? Because they're giving you an offer and they're also giving you urgency because they're like, I'm only taking orders. You know what they're missing though? Scarcity. So scarcity would be we only have a limited supply. Then it would be more compelling. So they're like putting a little pressure on you, but they need to put a little more. Then right after that, they have dot, 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 and then they have their hashtags. That's how I found this person. This person is a small business owner. She only has 7,486, not bad. She has her Shopify, well, she's Colombian. She has a Shopify page right on her Instagram, and she has pictures of the items that she's selling. So I can buy a Christmas decoration just because she had the hashtag small business. What? So she had the hashtag small business. That's how it led me to her. She also has the hashtag small business owner. Write this down. She also had the hashtag support small business. Those are all great hashtags for everyone on this webinar. And then the final one was boss girl. And then she had the other ones that were very, very specific to her business, which is resin art, resin artwork, right? So we're going to have some hashtags that are going to be big and some hashtags that are going to be more specific to what we do, concrete, right? So I wouldn't tell you to copy her hashtag of resin, just like I wouldn't copy your hashtag of concrete, Misty. Makes sense? But what you need to know, if I am a client, a consumer, and I want to support small businesses, I'm going to look up a hashtag small business support, especially shop small business, because that's something that the SBA is going to be pushing out for this holiday season for people to support small businesses, right? Don't shop at Walmart, don't go to Costco. Be safe, stay home, shop small. And this is something that the chamber could really start a campaign on, right? To get people to shop local, to shop small. I know with the Beverly Hills Chamber, we had a whole walking, I'm sure now with COVID, we can't do it, but we had like a walking tour for Shop Small Business Saturday where we would walk to different small businesses. It was like a scavenger hunt. Mar Vista Chamber did that too. So anyway, what you want to think about is what is your target market looking for? And are they looking for you? Are they looking for your business topic. So they're not looking, I've looked, Paramount Chamber, but they are looking for small business. They're looking for small business support, small business resources. You also want to think about, and this is why identifying your target market is so important, because you need to realize what are the what are their interests? What magazines do they read? What clothes do they wear? What celebrities do they like? What everything about them. What music do they listen to? Why? Because when you know that avatar of that small business, it will help you to understand what they want and need. Also, what trends are they looking at? Like, I know a lot of my people that are my clients are very conscious and aware. So they may use hashtags that are showing that they're conscious and aware and awaking, like light worker or whatever. Um, so you also want to think about where they shop, because if they shop like at Lululemon, or they shop at Nike, or they shop at a certain business, and you use that hashtag, you will get people that like that clothing store to you. I know for some of you this seems a little confusing. It might be esoteric. Not to worry, because if you get a one-on-one session with me, I'll give you an assignment to do competitor research with an Excel spreadsheet, and then you'll bring it back to me, and then I'll help you create your hashtags. And what I do with clients is we create 3 buckets. We create general buckets, we create specific buckets, and then we create local geographic buckets. And we usually do 5 hashtags in each bucket. So we have 15, and then you have an extra, they give you up to 30, so you have an extra 15 to play with. So you could do market research when I say on hashtags, like I was looking on Instagram, seeing what people that are in my industry are searching for and what they're using. The best way to do it, and I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you, is, hold on, I'm going to stop sharing here. I'm going to show you one of my competitors. I think I did this last week, but I'm going to do it again, so that I could show you how I was able to see. I think I did show you this last week, but I'm going to show you again for repetition, how I was able to see her hashtags and how I was able to see what hashtags I was missing. So this person isn't like a direct competitor with me because I don't do financial, but I do work with professional Latinas, right? That's when I work in corporate. Usually there is a professional Latina that is working at, State Farm, JP Morgan, that brings me in, right? They're like, oh, we got to support Latinas, right? So remember I told you every week she does an Instagram live on Wealthy Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Is that tonight? Tune in, support her. So see, tonight at 7 p.m. So she's reminding you in a video, so smart, instead of in a post, that she's going to be doing this tonight. Maybe she's going to tell you what she's going to talk about. Oh, that's weird. So there's just music. That's interesting. Okay. So anyway, back to the hashtags. So look to see over here. Do you see how she has the hashtags in the comments? So you really don't want to put hashtags up here. Oh, how marijuana can affect your financial future. Interesting. So see where it says tag a friend below? That's a strategy. It's not the best strategy, but it is a strategy. So that can help. You could say tag a small business owner, Barbara, below that needs to hear this. So see these hashtags? I can look to see some of these hashtags would be good for me, like mompreneur, Latina podcaster, blah, blah, blah. So I can go over here and highlight the hashtags and then save them. See this? I can highlight all these hashtags, which I already did, and then I can copy them and then save them in a file and see which ones would be good for me, right? So what I do is once I've saved them in a file is I go back to Instagram and I look at the numbers. And some of you may be thinking, oh, well, the numbers that are the biggest, like 1 million, 10 million, those are the ones I want to use, the ones in the million. Not necessarily. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. Okay, but you just start making a list. So here's the first assignment I want you all to do. And with you, Barbara, I would look at other chambers of commerces that are very successful, that they have at least 10,000 or more followers on their Instagram. Let's say 5,000, 5,000 or more followers on their Instagram, and then look at their hashtags and see what it is that they're doing. Success leaves clues, okay? So I'm going to break down how you can pick your hashtags, okay? But everybody definitely look at your competitors. And when I say your competitors, people like Eva, for me, that has the same niche market as me. Professional Latinas are my niche market when I speak to audiences. Okay, I have to pace myself since I'm speaking till 7 p.m. Whoa. Make sure I drink, take a glass of water. Okay, so when it says do use, right? What I encourage all of you to do is to pick a hashtag with 2 words rather than 1 word. So if I use the hashtag Latina, it's mess. It's a mess. It's not a good hashtag. It's craziness, actually, if you use that hashtag, and not in a good way, in a bad way. If I just did speaker, they would show me musical speakers. I would be in a category with people that are looking to buy car speakers for their car or for their house. It's not good, right? But the sweet spot, Latina speaker or foodie Paramount, right? I'm going to change everything to Paramount. So Paramount art, like say you were an artist, say you were a chamber, small business resources would be a good one. That's 3, but still would be good. Long Beach stylist or Paramount real estate agent. Who's the real estate agent here? Definitely you want to say real estate Paramount, Paramount real estate. Or if you're not wanting to sell houses only in Paramount, you can include all the other cities that you serve. But don't do big random general ones like LA. Do specific ones like Whittier, Norwalk, Cerritos. You see what I'm saying? Real estate. So in fact, a lot of people that I see that come up #1 in real estate, their Instagram handle. Remember we talked about that last week? So my Instagram handle is Latina Speaker, and I use the hashtag Latina Speaker. So it's both. It's not either or, it's both. So your handle, those of you that are doing real estate, can be real estate and your name, and then you also have a hashtag in your bio, and you also have the hashtag in your post. What? You're telling me to use it 3 times? Yes. Why? Because you want to be found. You want to be discovered easily when people are searching to find you. Okay, could be vegan chef Paramount. Um, oops, hold on, we're coming back. Paramount real estate agent, right? So we don't want to use big terms. Like you don't want to use like for sale. Well, maybe for sale might be okay. But you don't want to use terms that are too big. And how do you know if they're too big? Let me tell you. If I go to real estate, I can't believe Instagram changed everything yesterday because they want to. Maybe for the holidays, they're wanting to get more sales. I'm not mad at them for that. If they help us get more sales for the holidays, we're not mad, but they changed their whole thing. So, for example, let me give you some numbers so you understand what I'm talking about when I say research hashtags. So, if I look up on Instagram, not on Google, on Instagram, hashtag search, and I type small businesses, there's 43.9 million. If you do a post with that hashtag, you will be one of 43.9 million. If you did small business owner, that's 6.7 million, still very big. If you did small business support, that's 1 million, still big, right? So you want to be in a sweet spot that's a little bit smaller, like small business tips, which is 447,000, right? So you don't want to be too big, so it's like a needle in a haystack to find you on Instagram. You want to hit that sweet spot. And how do you do that? You have to test. And this is why I love schedulers, because schedulers that schedule your Instagram posts like later.com, like Planoly, like Plan That will give you suggested hashtags. So they will suggest them for you, and they have done the research for you. So they will let you know. Also, LinkedIn tells you which hashtags you should be using, which is helpful. We're not mad at LinkedIn for that. Okay, motivational speaker. It's too vague. If I did motivational speaker, it would be Les Brown, Tony Robbins. Just like here, art. Long Beach art, it's perfect, like Paramount art. But art, it's too big. Stylist, too general. Chef, too broad. Real estate, it's okay. I don't want to say it's bad. Let me rephrase that. It's okay, but you're not going to be found with that hashtag. You might be found by Paramount along with that hashtag, because real estate has like 20 million posts on Instagram. Actually, let me check. Let me give you the exact number. So in order to be found, you would have to do Reels, because Reels is what they're giving preferential treatment. No, I'm wrong. Real estate is 44 million posts. I knew it, because Instagram is the best app for real estate agents. But doing a post that says real estate advice would be better than, or real estate tips would be better, or real estate style would be better, or real estate brokers. Don't worry, I got you. Um, so you don't want to do too big. You want to do the two words to get it just that sweet spot. So when you think about your target audience, you also want to see, who are your current customers? Look at their Instagram. What are they interested in? What are they using? Because say you're a real estate agent and many of your clients are mothers with kids that are 4 to 5 years old. And you know that mothers with kids 4 to 5 years old, they're looking for the right school district. They're looking for the right parks. They're looking, so whatever they're interested in, daycare, dance class, after school programs, schooling, whatever that they're posting, their hashtags, that's how you could get their attention. Are you following me? You following me with this? So once you know what they're interested in, you could do posts. Like, say I'm a real estate agent in Paramount, and there's a wonderful new park that's being built that's ideal for children. You could have a picture in your Instagram post of the park, and you could say, this is every mommy's dream to have this kind of park with this kind of pool and this kind of blah and this kind of parking, blah, 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 blah. And then you could do hashtag Paramount Real Estate, hashtag, you know, and then talk about how Paramount is the place to live because this fantastic park. Then another post could be the school district. One of the things that we care about is, great schools when we're helping our clients find homes. We don't help you find a house, we help you find your ideal home in a neighborhood that you can grow with. You see how I'm starting to write your post? It's not just about buy this house, open house. It's really, and this is for everyone, understanding the pain and problem that your target market has. Like if I was Barbara and I'm thinking, gosh, it's the holidays. My small businesses, some of them had been struggling to even pay rent. Some of them had to let go of staff. Some of them had to get a PPP. What are the pains and problems that they have? And then you can help them. Number one way to help them is help them to sell, like these kind of classes, right? So Barbara's offering these classes, great. What else are you offering? What else are you guys doing? Maybe small business owner of the month or of the week, or item of the week, product that your small business is selling, so to help them to sell, et cetera, et cetera. Okay? So you want to know and understand your target audience. What are their pains and problems that they have? Once you know their pains and problems, guess what? You know what to post. Solving their pains and problems. So great content solves their pain and problem. Then you start a conversation in the comments. Then you convert to sales by getting them on your newsletter list. So let me give you some examples of hashtags that you must use. Remember I said I was going to give you 3 groups of 5. So this is the first group I always do. So write this down if you have a piece of paper. The number one hashtag that you should use is your brand name. So if your brand is Paramount Chamber of Commerce, that's what you would use, hashtag Paramount Chamber. Even if people aren't looking for it, even if people aren't searching, you want to start creating it's kind of like you want to start creating a credit history. You know how you get a credit card, so you start creating a credit history? You're creating like a hashtag history. So by using the hashtag of your business so that people, maybe investors, when they're looking to see how active you are on social media, now more than ever, small businesses are coming to me and they're like, we can't get into Walmart because they want our social media following to be bigger. Like, what? I'm doing a proposal right now to help this company grow their social media so that they can get their product into stores. The people, even getting book deals, they're like, well, how many followers do you have? Models, actors, dancers, how many followers do you have? It's really, really crazy. So you always want to use your brand name because you're establishing your credit history, your hashtag history with that name. And you could go and look on Instagram for Deborah Deras, and everything that I put with that name will come. You could see a history of, has this woman been around? Is she really talking the talk, walking the walk? You could look to see, like, what's she been up to all these years, you know? Um, the other thing, if you want, this is only if it applies to you, which I think it does to the real estate business. You would put your name. So you, as a real estate agent, need for people to like you and trust you in order to spend $500,000 on a home, right? That's probably the cheapest home we can get in LA. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I should have kept my house that I bought for 235. Anyway, so there's the name. So you want to have the name just to have name recognition for you, real estate. For Barbara, I don't know, not so much. Misty, not so much when it comes to the concrete business. Um, but if you are part of the brand, if part of people buying your product service means them liking you, then put your name. If it doesn't matter, if you're kind of in the background, you're not a main person in that business, doesn't matter. Okay, the next thing, if you have a community name. So some of you don't know what I'm talking about. So when I say community name, do you know like Mariah Carey? She's a singer. I love her. Her Christmas music, it's fantastic. Anyway, Mariah Carey has a community name for her Instagram followers she calls them the Lambs. So anytime she hashtags the Lambs, she can find all of her fans. So if you want to create a community name, it's totally optional. It depends on the kind of business you have, whether you are creating a community or not. But I recommend that you do. I mean, Apple creates a community, and then before they even announce their new iPhone, people are ordering it. So the more community you have, meaning people feel like they're part of a tribe, they're part of a movement, the more they're going to want to buy your product or service. Another thing that you can hashtag is programs. Like maybe Paramount Chamber has a program called Shop Small Business, Shop Local. Maybe they have a Small Business Saturday program. Maybe they have a product, New Member Spotlight. You could have all of those as hashtags. Say you have a podcast. I'm doing a podcast tomorrow. I'm so excited. I haven't been doing podcasting in a long time. My podcast is called Be a Paid Speaker Now Podcast. So that's how I'm able to track when my listeners are following up on that. You can also research the top people that come up under certain hashtags, like I did with Eva, and you could see what they're posting, how they're posting, why they're posting, because success leaves clues. By the way, you don't have to post. You don't have to post every day on Instagram, not in the feed. In the stories, I do recommend that you post, but you don't have to post in the boxes of the feed. But you do want to use hashtags. So these are your first 5 hashtags. I'm tempted to give you your second 5. So the second 5 hashtags, I'm just going to tell you, are, because remember, we're going to have 3 groups of 5 to get 15. The second group should be specific of what you do. So if I'm Barbara, my 5 would be small business tips, small business resources, small business um, help, you know, anything small business with another word that people are searching for. But check Instagram. Make sure it's the sweet spot. So the sweet spot is like in the hundreds of thousands, like between 100,000 to like 600,000. That's the sweet spot. But you have to test. So testing, that's why I'll use 5 hashtags on one day and 5 hashtags on another day. I literally got so many more followers from using certain hashtags. So once you find them for you, it's going to help. So your goal should be to dominate a hashtag, right? Do you remember? I don't know, those of you, I know Barbara was there, those of you that were at my YouTube training, and I said, when you Google Latina speaker, you'll see my name come up on the front page of Google. So with Instagram, it's a little bit different, but very similar. So when I go to Latina speaker on Instagram, I want to see my post come up on the first page. If you're not on the first page on Google, you're not on the first page on Instagram, it doesn't matter. And by the way, Latina speaker is a very small pool. It's 3,000, but it doesn't matter because that's my target market. So the first person that comes up is somebody that's doing a reel. So that's showing me that I need to start doing reels, right? The next thing that comes up is somebody that I can potentially follow, maybe, maybe not. But in her bio, she's using the word um, Latina speaker. And then she's talking about voting early, blah, blah, blah. Okay. She's obviously not posting that often. She's talking about voting. Okay. So you could see the top people that come up with certain hashtags, see what they're talking about, see who's following them, follow their followers so that you can get their same target market. And when you follow their followers, so you go to their profile, you don't even have to follow them to follow their followers. You just see who's following them, and then you click on that, and then you can start following them. And if you write a comment like nice post, they may follow you back. So what hashtags are they using when you look at your competitors? You want to pick the best of the best, meaning the top 5 that they're always using. I showed you how to go to the desktop and you can copy and paste. You can select 25 or 15, like I said, to rotate. So Tuesday, you can use 5 hashtags. Wednesday, another 5. Thursday, another 5. You could see which ones get better engagement, better likes, better comments. And whichever one gets better likes and comments, keep using that. So success really does leave clues. If you don't want to do the research yourself, you can pay to have other people do the research for you. Um, if you want analytics, you can go to iconosquare.com or flick.tech. They're both, you have to pay to get those information. I like schedulers because schedulers are lower cost, like $10 a month compared to this. I think it's 99 or 200 or 500 or something like that. These are much cheaper. So later.com, Planoly also plan that. Schedulers will schedule your post, let you see the visual output of it, but then also recommend hashtags. Very important. So I'm giving you more examples. Okay. So remember we talked about last week, those of you that were here, we need to educate people, make them aware and motivate them, give them a call to action. So these are hashtags in each one of those categories. So when I want to educate people, I'll let them know, oh, not only do I do digital marketing, but I also coach public speakers. So I use the hashtag be a paid speaker now for people that want to go from speaking for free to getting paid. I also have a group of people that I've trained to be speakers that are, I call them my community synergy speakers. I also use my company name so that people know, oh, I'm not working for the SBDC. I have my own company, it's Synergy Unlimited, right? Or I am working for the SBDC, but as a consultant, not as an employee. Awareness, right? So this is awareness of who is my target audience, Latina speaker, Latinx speaker, Latina leaders are who I speak to. And then when you do a call to action, you could also put a hashtag. But here's the thing. You don't want to have 30 hashtags in your description box. You want to have maybe 2 or 3 when you're doing the description. The rest of the hashtags should go into the comments. So you comment on your own post, and that's where you paste your hashtag. So what I did, I explained this on our last webinar. I saved my hashtags as a text replacement shortcut on my phone. So anytime I type the word HASH into Instagram, because it's saved, the text replacement, it puts all of my hashtags right in there. Cool. Okay. Before I go on, I'm going to stop. So by the way, Instagram allows you to use up to 30 hashtags per post. However, if you use 31, they will put an exclamation point and they won't show any of your hashtags. So make sure that you're counting. I know that sounds tedious, but I just put them into a document and I count to make sure I don't go over. Okay. So all hashtags are not created equal. So what I want you to do in the chat is I want you to write down one hot hashtag that you think you're going to do. What's a hashtag that you think would be good for your business? Because I want to give you feedback. So I'm making you think. You can't just listen to me. So because it's not, for me, it's not just about me talking. It's about you making money. So in order for you to make money, you have to not just hear me, but understand and practice this, okay? So in the comments, I want you to write, what is a hashtag that you think would be good for your business? Write it down. And then if you have any questions after that, I'll answer them. And then we're going to go to Instagram story hashtags. So type it in the chat. Okay, so Vilma says, what's your house worth? Renewable energy supplier. Nicole, I think I like that. Paramount Business Resource, Lakewood Residential Concrete Contractor. You know, Misty, so here's the deal. We ideally, and this is for all of you, the best hashtags are 2 words. I see a lot of people using 3 words and 4. So do you remember the story of Goldilocks? And she walked into the house for some porridge and she went to eat it and it was too hot. Ow! She burned her tongue doing a reenactment of Goldilocks with brown hair. Then she goes to eat this other porridge and it's cold. It's so disgusting, right? But then she goes to this middle porridge, which was like my hot tortilla soup last night that hit the spot. And I tasted that. Just right. Okay, good. Okay, just right. Just right. So our just right hashtags like Goldilocks are 2 words, 2 words, 2 words. Yes, concrete contractor. So Misty, you could use concrete contractor and Lakewood residential separately, but Lakewood residential and then concrete contractor and then okay, Paramount Chamber is a good one. Paramount Business is a good one. DNA Shirts is a good one. Also, Lorene, remember we could talk about motivational quotes. Motivational quotes might be too big, but it could be motivational quotes on shirts or shirts motivational quotes. Okay, so Misty, if you're doing several cities, then you could say real estate Paramount, real estate Norwalk, real estate Cerritos. Does that make sense? So you just use separate hashtags. Because if you only use Norwalk, then it's going to be everything about Norwalk, everything from garbage sanitation to people complaining. You want people to find you. Gabriella, makeup guru. Okay, there's a lot of makeup gurus on Instagram, though. That might be too big of a hashtag. So these are good. We're getting better. Okay, houseworth. Vilma, let me check for you. Do you see why this is important to do a little bit of research? I think you guys are on the right track. So house worth is 1.2 million. It's too big. I think makeup guru. So, yeah, you want to do some more research to find maybe house value. would be better. No, that's a little bit too small. Yeah. So you're on the right track, but what I want you all to do is not just guess that these are good just because they're two words together, but check Instagram, look at the numbers so you can see that sweet spot, because the sweet spot is the Goldilocks porridge in the middle, that just right hashtag. And it's going to take time for you to test and figure it out. For those of you that are watching the congressional hearings where they're interrogating Facebook and Twitter, how Facebook and Twitter and Google are so successful at Amazon is they do a lot of testing to find out what people like and what people don't like. So part of our role in social media is to test things. I have a 5-part program for social media. Barbara, if you want, I can send you my free ebook to give to your people. It's 5 steps to go from likes to sales. The first one is clarity is cash. The fourth one is course correct, test. We love social media because it's an art, creative, but also a science, metrics. What do the numbers say? So it's really important to measure what people engage with. So you guys are on the right track. Dulce says, oh, I love the name Dulce. It's such a good name. El Cantarito 44, Micaleras Mix, Cantarito Mix. Oh, party drinks. So one of your, okay, good. Okay, that could be good because that's a party drink. Okay. Paramount webinars. You could start a hashtag for that. Small business workshops, small business webinars, small business Paramount. Yeah. So you're going to start testing these. So any questions for me? I'm glad we had this conversation. Oh, Lorraine's sitting with you. That's so great that you're here. Came back from your hike. I love that she goes hiking. Dulce says, hi, everyone. Okay, cool. So you guys good? Okay, so I'm going to go on. But good job. You've improved. So remember, not all hashtags are created equal. A 1-word hashtag is way too big. A 4-word is too large. We want to get in the middle. The sweet spot is the 2-word hashtags. And this is something that I learned from several classes and also testing. Testing is so important. See what works, see what doesn't. Wow, I've been talking a long time. Have I really been talking for this long? What time is it? 9:30? Wow. 11:30? 10:30? It amazes me how long I can just talk and talk. Okay, hashtag stories. So I have something to tell you. So have you ever taken a class in school, like a Spanish class? Not you native speakers, but those of us that are not native Spanish speakers, and you take a class in Spanish, and then they say, okay, these are the rules of vowels, and these are the rules of accent marks, except, and then they give you all the exceptions. Now I'm going to give you the exceptions, okay? So remember I said you don't want to be too broad. You don't want to use one word, except when you're using stories, except when you're using reels. They have different rules. Sorry, it's just like Spanish class. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just telling you. I just want you to be successful. So I'm determined that you're successful and profitable. That's my job. So when you are posting on stories, you can use real estate. You can use Lakewood residential. You can use concrete. Okay. Um, so usually most people use one hashtag on their story. Um, in your IGTV, you can use up to 11 reels. I'm not sure, they keep changing it. But using hashtags and stories will also help you get discovered. Next week, I'm also going to talk about using stickers, using geotag locations to be found. And why am I talking about stories? You guys know what I mean when I say stories. Those are the ones that disappear in 24 hours, but those are the ones that your followers will look at more. They don't care so much about the feed because the feed is very filtered. What they care about is the stories, because that's your real life. If I did a story right now about this story, so I could do a story. Oh my God, they just changed the whole thing of Instagram. It's crazy. So if I were to do a story about this, I could just start doing a story, blah, 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 and then post it, because it's what I'm really doing in the minute. And stories aren't, look at me, this is what I'm doing. Stories are showing the behind the scenes of how your business solves their pain and problem. Oh, so you have a t-shirt business? Maybe it shows you in the printing press, making the shirts. Maybe you're in a meeting and you're talking about what are the best motivational quotes, spiritual quotes, right? So you can show the behind the scenes. I'm doing a whole webinar just on stories. That's my alarm to stop talking. Okay, so let me give you some steps to take between now and next week, and then I'm going to take questions. Okay, so what I want you to do is brainstorm a list of what your target market is interested in. You could put it into an Excel document. Like I had a client of mine, he took his 3 top competitors and he looked at their hashtags, and then he made a list of hashtags for himself, like dog lovers, dogs of Long Beach, dogs of Instagram. Because if you just do dogs or poodle, it's too big. Decide the top 5. Remember we did a slide about the top 5? Your business name, your brand name, your community name, product. You could do that. Then you can think about the 5 hashtags that relate to your geographic location. Oh, I'm real estate Paramount, real estate Norwalk, real estate Cerritos, real estate La Mirada, real estate Montclair. I don't know. I don't know where you guys are, so I'm making up cities. Sorry. I don't drive freeways, so I don't get out much towards anywhere. Actually, right now, I'm just staying home. Okay, so forgive me if I don't know geography. So decide the top 5 based on your brand. We talked about that. And then make another 5 to educate people on your products. Like Dora said, Paramount webinars, Paramount Shop Paramount could be another one. Member of the month, small business member of the month. I know that's a little long. Usually the ones that are about your products are a little bit longer. So you can do the competitor research, see what they're using, get ideas. Like my client is doing a boba product, and so he was able to see what hashtags around the topic of boba were seen the best. So I want all of you to go into Instagram. Let me show you one more time if you don't know how to do it. Okay. So you go into your phone and you type the home button on your Instagram. Then you press, when I say type, you press the magnifying glass. It looks like this. Then you go to the top and where it says search, put your finger on search. Then you put your finger on the number sign. That will take you to the hashtag hub. And you can look to see what are the best hashtags for you. Remember Goldilocks. You don't want the hot $1 million ones or the cold 100 ones or 1,000 ones. You want the middle, 100,000, 10,000, 40,000, 50,000. Anywhere from 10,000 to 500,000 is good. Under 10,000 and over 500,000 is not good. That's the red zone. Okay? Make sense? If it doesn't, I can help you. So you can also make a hashtag list for your stories if you want, but that's really easy. So if you need help, this is where I come in. If you're a client of the Long Beach Small Business Development Center, you can call Dan or email Dan. I think you can text him right here, and he'll schedule a session with you. If you're not a client, you can become a client, longbeachsbdc.org/new client. Once you're a client, they'll give you a link to schedule a session with me. It's kind of slowing down, so I have more time. I usually see clients on Wednesdays and Fridays, usually, or my Long Beach days. And it's not just one one-on-one session. You get 5 as long as you are a client, and 5 one-hour sessions. So if you're interested, if for some reason you have difficulty reaching Dan, you shouldn't. He's available. But if you do, you can email me as a last resort. I say as a last resort because I rarely check email because I'm on webinars all day, like today till 9 o'clock. But yeah, and we have a lot of other webinars. Next week, we're doing another one with Barbara. So we're excited about that. She could tell you more about the topic. And what else? Now's the time for your questions. So let me take questions in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself. Oh, creative looks, Gabriella. That could be good. That could be good. Yeah, Misty's asking me about the sweet spot. So the sweet spot, it's hard to give you a very specific number for the sweet spot because every hashtag has a different cap. Meaning it depends. It's like the median. Remember in math class and you had to do the average? You have to average the hashtag and get the median number. So for every hashtag, it's going to be different. You got to spin the dice. I'm just kidding. You got to look to see which is the median on here, and it's different for every hashtag. If you've ever done Google ads, it's the same philosophy. So Google will charge you based on the popularity of the word you're using. So some words are more popular than others. And Misty, the super popular words aren't the good ones. It's kind of like if you're single. Anybody single on here? Dora, Vilma? You don't want to date Brad Pitt. There's too much competition, right? He's dating his ex-wife is Angelina Jolie. You don't want to date a guy that's like Brad Pitt. Too many women are going to be going after him. So you want to date a guy that's the regular guy. Or you don't want to date a guy that no one wants to date either, right? So you want to go the sweet spot. It's a funny example. Okay. Lorene says, when you put the hashtag, if nothing comes up, do I type the hashtag and more? So if you put a hashtag and nothing comes up, that means nobody's searching for that and it's not a good hashtag. Unless, remember I talked about the first 5 hashtags that are your business and your brand and your product? There may not be any hashtag for that, and that's okay, because you're going to create the credit history. You're going to create that hashtag. So some of the hashtags, we're going to be the pioneers. We're going to be the first ones posting on it. So hopefully that answered your question. So Nicole Murray, hi Nicole. Did you say it's better to put hashtags in the comment section in the post instead of the post itself? Yes, I did. So Nicole, you can put in the post itself like 3 hashtags if you want. The rest of them go in the comments. If you've seen any big Instagram pages that have 1 million or more, they always put the hashtag in the comments. Why? It's very distracting if the hashtags are in the post. You can't even read the post. Also, you want to have your hashtags incognito. You don't want everybody to see them. You want to be able for your hashtags to do their work and be found and be discovered by them, but you don't want them to be distracting from what you're talking about. If you're talking about, oh, it's Webinar Wednesday, blah, 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 blah. You don't want to have 50 hashtags. Also, so we use 30 hashtags, up to 30 on Instagram. It's not the same with Facebook and LinkedIn. So Facebook and LinkedIn, we can only use like 3, and maybe Twitter up to 5. Otherwise, it looks crazy. It just looks silly. Okay.
Sorry, if you don't mind me elaborating on that too. I know people had done like the whole, you write your post and ... at the bottom, hashtags. So still no with that either. It's better.
I mean, you could do that, but the preference is to put it in the comments. It's still distracting with the ... It's kind of like tacky is the word, right? So it's if you're having a sale in your store and I'm trying to explain it like in other terms. So say you have a retail store and you bought products from another store, it's like leaving the sticker from the place you bought it on there. It's tacky. Or leaving a price tag on a gift. Does that make sense, Nicole? So you can do it physically, and people do it, and it does function. It's just like a tacky way.
Yeah, because I just heard that like in the comments, you're not found as easily or something, but I don't know if that's just like people saying that or
No.
whatever.
I mean, I literally will go back to posts that didn't perform well and put the hashtags in the comments and then get rediscovered on that same post.
Interesting.
So I don't know what that is about. It's not true.
Good to know.
I like your background though. What is
Okay.
your business, Nicole?
So I work for World Energy, their renewable fuel facility.
Oh.
We don't have Instagram, but I'm curious about Instagram for my own personal.
Yeah. I think for renewable energy, probably LinkedIn and Twitter and
Mhm.
YouTube would be much better. But for
Mhm.
you, definitely for
Yeah,
your personal brand.
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in love with her set. Anybody else have a question? Do you know how many? Okay, Barbara's asking me a question. Um, where did her question go? Uh-oh. Do you know how many hashtags are limited on stories? 11. 11. But the one thing I have to tell you about Instagram that's kind of challenging, that's why I'm in this Instagram group, is especially this week, and this past 3 months, they've been changing things every day. Like they just changed the format, because I taught Instagram stories, and how you post on Instagram stories changed as of Monday. Why? Because Instagram is like a very hot platform, but they're competing with TikTok, and they're trying to get their share of the market over TikTok. So they're improving their features to make it easier for people to shop, especially over the holidays. So they're changing things. So like they're forcing you to see reels in different ways by changing the layout. They're making it easier for them, for us to see what they want us to buy. So a lot is changing. So I hate to say anything because next week it could be different. But that's why I'm with you as your consultant. So as things change, I get notified and I will notify you. So yeah, Reels is the new hot thing that people are using. So what I would do for all of you is have your hashtags like an Excel spreadsheet, and start testing them. Those of you that use a scheduler, you can like later or plan that or Planoly. They will give you suggested hashtags, and they also allow you to post in the stories. I'm not sure what the limit of the hashtag on Reels. And the reason why I'm not sure is because last week, Reels was limited to 15 seconds, and now this week they extended it to 30 seconds. Yay! So they may have also extended the hashtags. I don't know. A lot is changing right now because of TikTok, and everything that's going on with our world and the election and whether TikTok is going to live or it's going to die. And so Instagram is trying so hard to overthrow TikTok that it's making it easier and easier for us to use. So we're not mad. And easier for us to sell on Instagram. Because like I said last week, we can have shoppable links. But by the way, Barbara, who asked me that question, I'm going to be teaching a webinar on Reels in December, and I will give you the information that I have up until that date. That may be subject to change. But that's why I enjoy social media, because it's not stagnant. It's always changing. Where's Nicole? Nicole, I was a speaker, a keynote speaker at the Women in Energy Conference. I don't know if you've ever been to the Women in Energy Conference, but it was really cool to be surrounded by all these women that are doing it in the sustainable energy field. Any other questions? Dulce.
Sorry. Hi. I was totally confused with the hashtag. I was thinking if I put my hashtag.
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
You hear me right there? Better?
A little better. You might have to type it in the chat if I can't hear you.
Okay. Let me. Because my English writing is
Oh, go ahead. Keep talking. Just talk louder.
Okay. I was thinking my hashtag has to be related with my business, not with the other business, because I was thinking that, so I can
It's
use.
both. It's both.
Oh, it's both.
So remember, I gave you different categories. So the first 5 is related to your business. The
Okay.
second 5 is what people are searching for.
Okay.
The third 5 is the geographic location. If you're doing makeup and you're doing it online, there's no Norwalk, Paramount at all.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, because I was just writing hashtags like 30, and I don't even know why. Just I put it.
Yeah, a lot of people have a lot of confusion about hashtags because people will do cute hashtags. You know what I mean? Just like expressions. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I will put that as a hashtag. It's like, that's not a hashtag. So people that are young and people that are not doing Instagram for business will use hashtags like as a joke. And you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So it's confusing, right? So we're using hashtags for business. And one of the ways to get people to us is to use hashtags that they're interested in. So like Dulce, when you talked about makeup, like if somebody was looking for beauty tutorial or beauty tips or makeup lover, you know, these could be different hashtags. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you.
Does
Yeah.
it make sense?
Yes, because I was doing that. My niece, he's a teenager, and he
Yes, don't listen to teenagers when it comes to social media. They're
that's why.
so great about where to post a story and how to post a story and how to do reels. They'll teach you the functionality, but when it comes to strategy, stick with me. So they're good at how to do it and how to set it up, but they don't know it for business. They just know what their friends are doing and what the fun is. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Muy
thank
bien. La próxima vez vamos a hablar en español.
you.
Claro que sí.
I got it.
I'm not great at Spanish, but I can try. I do my best. I'm getting better. Um, People think because my hashtag is Latina speaker that I'm only speaking to people in Spanish, but actually I'm speaking to professional Latinas that are speaking in English but are from a Latin culture. So anyway, um, cool. Any other questions? If you feel more confused than when we started, it's okay. Take a breath. Because sometimes when we're learning something new, let's be honest, like when I'm learning, I just started roller skating. Even though I'm in the J-Lo age group, I'm like, why not? Let me start roller skating. I got to stay in shape so I don't roll out of my house during quarantine, you know, come out when we're out of, you're like, oh, she's 200 pounds. She's like a big circle. So I had to find new hobbies. So I felt very unsure and I felt like, oh my God, am I going to kill myself? So if you feel uncertain, if you feel a little bit more confused, there's usually a period of time when you're learning that it's a little bit confusing and then you get it. So the number one thing that's going to help you to get it is you're going to look at other people in your industry, concrete, small business, beauty, real estate, Nicole's industry. You're going to look at that. You're going to see what they're doing, see what works. And then Nicole, test putting the hashtags in the main, test putting it in the comments, see what works. And how you can test if your Instagram account is a business account, it has what's called analytics or insights. They will give you the numbers of how much engagement you're getting. So you could see, oh, this is working well, or this is muy mal, Dulce. It's very bad, right? So then you're like, okay, nobody's engaging with this. I'm not going to use these words anymore. Like, for example, Eva Macias, I showed you, she's using a hashtag called We All Grow. We All Grow is a movement of Latina influencers. And when I started using that hashtag, my engagement doubled because those influencers are always on Instagram. I never would have thought to use that hashtag. But because my competitor was using and she had triple the followers than me, I'm like, what is she doing that I'm not doing? Oh, but it wasn't just the hashtag. You know, she's doing Instagram Live every week for a year. So she's one of the keys to social media success is consistency. So your being consistent is going to help you get more people and see more results. And Dulce, by the way, get back to Dulce. You're so beautiful. You're so great on camera. You should be doing reels and be doing live. The more reels, the more live, the more customers. En español está bien. You could do it in Spanish too.
The thing is, my concept is for service. I do parties, so it's I sell products and I offer bartending service for events.
Oh. But
So
okay, we're in COVID. So, and this is for everybody. So we
mhm.
need to pivot a little bit. We're just about, I heard Garcetti Newsom saying that they may do a curfew starting Friday. I don't think that there's going to be major parties going on between now to the end of the year. I don't know. So what we need to do as a pivot, you could say, have a party with your own family at home. Can we do ship it? Can you ship it to them?
Yes, yeah.
So I would be selling that. Like, don't let Christmas be sad. Our drinks will make you happy. The family will be fighting like always. It'll feel like all times, right? But get them to buy it and ship it and bring the experience.
Yeah, the thing is, for me, this I'm young, but I'm old generation, and
Uh-huh.
I'm totally new with this social media, Instagram, TikTok. Like my daughter knows more than me.
Right, right, right.
I don't know nothing, and I get so confused, and I wanna be part of that, but I don't get it. For me, it's like super hard. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
I'm not creative. I
But that's
don't.
why I offered all, and this is not just to Dulce, this is to all of you, that I can work with you one-on-one. And when I work with you one-on-one, these are the things I do in the 5 sessions. Number one, we talk about your business goals and your business model and whether it's feasible. So like I did with Dulce, I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be feasible. Parties, I want to be realistic to see what's going to go on. Number two, I create a social media strategy for you and I help you type it up. And the reason why we type it up is because eventually some of you are going to have interns, or you're going to have a virtual assistant, or you're going to make your daughter help you. um, you're going to get your children to work for their food. No, I'm just kidding. um, so you're going to have people to help you, and they're going to understand the strategy because it's going to be written down. The third thing that I do with you is I help you create your content calendar, both for feed, stories, reels, IG live. And so we do it in an Excel spreadsheet. So, or you could do it on a whiteboard, when to post, where to post, what to post. And then we also do your hashtag strategy. And then we test. We do a campaign and we test what's selling, what's not, how can we improve? And that's what we do. So if you need help, Dulce, are you a client of the Long Beach SBDC?
No, just I was in the commerce chamber.
Okay, so here's the
I,
slide to
I see
join.
the.
We can even do sessions in Spanish so I can practice my Spanish. Puedo
Okay,
hablar
yeah.
en español también.
Just I see the
Ojalá.
flyer,
Ojalá. Ojalá.
and also,
I said I can speak Spanish, I hope.
so
God willing.
I have to be a member,
Yeah, you have to be a client. And it's
and
free.
I have to.
longbeachsbdc.org.
Let me see.
I can send you the information, Dulce.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll call you later and I'll give you the information. I thought you were a client of them since you came to see Max here, and Max is part of SBA.
no, just I was having a meeting and I see the flyer.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Great. Okay. That's why you have the Paramount Chamber. They're here to help you. See? They're great. Tell a friend. Tell 10 friends on your Instagram. Right, Barbara? Paramount Chamber helps you en inglés y español también. No te
Sí,
preocupes.
sí.
Okay,
Hola.
Yo te hablo, Dulce, con la información.
thank
Okay.
you.
Muy bien. Okay. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to let you go. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. What are we doing next week, Barbara? Let me look at my calendar. I think we're doing something. I don't know.
We're doing stories next week.
Ooh. You're going to like stories, Dulce. They're so much easier than the feed. You know why? Because they're natural. You don't have to like prepare. It's like in the moment. You're going to love it. Yeah, you're going to love it. Okay, just keep, and by the way, all of social media when I first started was confusing because you have to like study it. It's like anything else. You have to